Greetings. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Alright, this is quarantine day number whatever it is. I've been in quarantine for 5 years or longer. So probably longer if you really want to know. Starbucks is still closed. Always a drive-thru. I guess I can sit by the drive-thru and feel special, but that's not the same, is it? So yeah, so here we are in our cocoons of I won't call it despair, but renewal. So yeah, I have the rabbit comic. Not that anybody cares, but anyway, a mega issues coming out. Normally I'll just hold off on it, but see, people got nothing better to do. If anybody's interested, it's like 165 pages. It might go into 170 pages. It'll be free online. Of course, you can buy the print version too. So it's kind of an adventure. It kind of connects to what's going on here, which is weird. And I wrote this like way before all this happened. So I had to do the world demise and all that, and now we're living it. So that's, don't blame me for all this, please. Or I can take the blame for it. That's fine. I don't care. So all right, here we are for economic unrest. Not that we're pushing for it, but yeah, it's gonna. I mean, like I said, the writing's on the wall. Also, the media companies. I'll go into that, which is a blessing from the universe, because they're advertising as well, so they might go away. It's a slow death of years of mediocrity. It's like a long time of years of just a wasted space. So that'd be so look, the silver lining of the demise of the planet. Look at that. See? So that's gonna be good. So yeah, concentrate on the positives of course. Know yourself. Now some people say we're not in the ascension. I believe we are in the ascension. Now there's different ways of looking at it. Some people feel like you have to be at this high vibration and everything's positive, yada yada yada. And my version of it is you just gotta know yourself. You don't have to know yourself completely. Like you have to love yourself in some ways. Love yourself in a way where, like, if things go bad, you just keep your sanity. If you're just keeping your, obviously, when you really know yourself, and life will just keep beating the crap out of you. So it's good to know it's just, you don't have to know everything, but, it's love yourself. You'd be surprised. That's harder than it sounds, of course. Just have an open mind. If aliens show up, hey, how's it going? Or spirit angel a demon shows up, hey, how's it going? It's like, it's all in the mind. And you'd be surprised. See, that's the problem with our society. You can't talk about anything. Oh, is it sports, who you're screwing, and how much money you make, and whatever kind of nonsense humanity is. Kind of wrote it off, but yeah, it's limited. It doesn't have to be, but it is. So yeah, we are going through a reset of adjustment. Yeah, like the crash of the Soviet Union. If you don't want to change, you kind of waste away. I just remembered what I was going to title this now. This is why I write stuff down. Damn it, I forgot. Well, I'll put this I'm going to talk about it. I completely forgot about this. I've been working on the rabbit. I completely just. 1 second. Word. Let's see. I'll have to figure out how to title this though. So what I was going to title it was Warlord and Rainbow Brite. I completely forgot that. So yeah, I completely forgot. I remember this morning, but the duration of the day and your deterioration of the mind, and you like slowly going insane because you can't go to Starbucks, can't do anything, can't, Anyway, to sit here and wallow in your misery. But anyway, if you wonder where I am usually, it's in this room. And everybody's running their power tools and all kinds of nonsense. I think they just find something really annoying to run, really loud, and I don't think they know what it is. They just want to irritate everybody. So, anyway, back to the title of all this, and I'll jump into. So yeah, the virus, of course, do an update on that, economic unrest, reset, and blame everything on 5G and 5 years of darkness. Yeah, because there's no way you can't look back in the past and compare this to anything. So, yeah, I doubt they're gonna reopen parts of the economy here and there. Yeah, if they were, like I said yesterday, if they reopen this thing too early, all the numbers are gonna spike. It's just gonna happen. So yeah, maybe part in June they might open some things up a little bit more, but now you can't be around people. It's a freaking joke. It's like just, but yeah, it's there to kill their economy basically, or kill the old ways of life. It's not out to get anybody. It's just we're changing. It's not, and people want to blame China. I think that's the worst thing you can do is blame China for this. Because you don't know who actually designed this thing, or disease, if you want to think that way. It's not bat suit, but, a little bit of hands are involved with all of it. So they might call it a conspiracy theory, but anyway. But yeah, I don't think Trump is a dictator. People might think so, but it might seem that way in some ways. But yeah, your freedoms are going to be kind of screwed with a little bit. But, if you want to focus on the negative, go for it, but you don't have to. Like I say, don't let them have power over you. 5G, you're gonna blame everything on 5G. Your relationship goes to hell, you blame it to 5G, 5G this, 5G that. I don't know, the death of the conspiracy theorists. That's what I'm looking forward to. God, jeez. At least the panic kind, the 5G version of it. You can have a conspiracy. You're always going to have some kind of conspiracy. That's normal. Everybody's going to have their own point of view. But, that's, your version of life. That's normal. But when you're, like, blaming everything on 5G or 10 Days of Darkness or whatever the hell it is you're going to invent, then I put 5 years of darkness, but not in the way of, like, everything's going to be shut down and everything. It is a renewal process. Yeah, it's just getting to know yourself and watching everything that you were used to is going to go away. It's like, especially if the media goes away, I was going to have a lot of stress-free lives soon. God, just letting that parasite leave. God, jeez, just the media itself. Hollywood, not that great, but the media itself, Fox News, CNN, all that crap, have the parasite leave the planet. Is like aliens will probably show up tomorrow once that happens. God, jeez, just because that's all it is. It's and even alternative news is pretty bad themselves. They have their moments. They're not much better. They have that paranoia stuff, but either way. But yeah, alien sightings are going to definitely increase. I'm going to keep saying that because, like I said, they got nothing better to do, and now's the time. And for non-believers. Most likely they're going to show up around non-believers because that's when you feel the real interaction of it. Of course, they already have a connection to astral. They already agreed on it. But the human self is so shut down. But they're still kind of curious in some way. But we'll have to wait and see how that happens. So, yeah, maybe next month, maybe more of this will start opening up alien-wise here and there. Nothing major as the society breaks down. As people start to get sick of themselves, it's like an internal implosion. So it's like, who knows? Things might go in a positive. Yeah, don't let it affect you. Keep going forward. Just focus on yourself. I'm not going to let those timelines get involved in the economic, whatever the hell it is. Don't let it. Just keep focusing on you. Positive timelines. It's like, the world's blowing up behind me. We'll have to just screw it, and don't let that. Don't focus on it. I mean, obviously, you're going to notice it. It's like the world's on fire, and you just keep going forward. That's pretty much how It's kind of happening now, technically. So I mean, even this is like a war, of course. Think about it as a dictator, just wiping people out left and right. Uh, just it's kind of the same thing. It's just a virus doing it. So that goes into what I was going to talk about. I guess I won't put it in the title. Screw it. Maybe in the future, but yeah, like lifetimes. See, lifetimes as a you're blowing up planets and stuff like that. It's doing the same thing as the virus. It's doing something that others don't want to do. It's like the old energies are over. Time to change. People won't change. Okay, we'll just wipe it out. So there's a lot to it, and not many people want to have that type of role. Um, and maybe I had a lifetime as a Stalin in his past life. I don't know. I don't focus on that. I focus more on artistic lifetimes in the past than a dictator lifetime, for obvious reasons. All that's blocked off for me, but I always focus on the artistic past lives. I believe are, I don't know, it's not that important, but they seem to be pretty strong with me. The dictator one, that's strong with me too, but obviously you don't want to connect with that. But yeah, I mean, I do live in St. Petersburg, Russia, or St. Pete, Florida, so there is some connection there. So yeah, I do feel a connection to Russia. So yeah, there's a possibility of it. But like I say, I'm not going to focus on the past, keep going forward, and not joke about it and all that. The idea is to go forward. And so that's the reason I had to cut connections with Neutron. It was just darkness. It was just dark. I just got tired of it. And there's stuff that, he's the reason why I came to this world and all. He picked me to come here. It's a bunch of nonsense. I don't believe that. I always got kind of pissed off about that. But I just kind of let it slide. So it's just, you got to focus on yourself. And he's telling people to focus on themselves. And he's not doing it himself. So, yeah. He's not going within either. He says he is, but he's not. So, yeah. You can tell people, it can be a doctor telling people how to cure themselves, but doctors make the worst patients. So, that's pretty much what's going on with that. So, anyway. So, I'm going to do longer streams here, if I can handle it. If I haven't anything to really, we'll see. We'll see if I have enough energy for that. So yeah, okay, you have a lifetime as a dictator, you're blowing up planets. I keep seeing like two planets getting collided into each other. Jeez. That's fun. Shit. And you're on another planet having lunch. And you're saying, wow, the sky looks really, looks really nice in the sky now because both planets are being fucking destroyed, and it gives that like beautiful look to it. It's fucking sad. And then you go through the karma of it, of doing a lot of that shit, but you get a lot of positive out of it. There's a lot of positive that comes out of it. A lot of darkness. You're clearing out old energies, as what we're going through right now. Now imagine if a dictator was doing this right now, wiping out people left and right. Well, the death tolls would be a lot higher right now. Let's put it that way. So, which one do you want? It's like, you can't walk around and talk to anybody, but then again, they had the Spanish flu, and then they had World War One. I think the Spanish flu killed more people than but now we have a little bit more understanding of it, but then in our lives, you can't. Yeah, if we're still mingling with each other, yeah, those numbers would be sky high. We'd be really fucked. We're screwed right now, but it'd be far worse. So, but yeah, with the dictator life, so you have a dictator lifetime. Yeah, seen as Satan, whatever the hell it is people will want. But, there's a lot of positive that comes out of it, but you get a lot of karma from it. So you go to a world like Rainbow Brite world. If you know what Rainbow Brite looks like, just look at Rainbow Brite. So in the cartoons, all right, here, I guess I better pull that up. Because people aren't going to know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, this is supposed to be the whole title of the whole thing. I still feel that so funny. Just a sad human being. Okay, it's pretty funny. Before we go into that, I've been told.com for those who are new to all this. I'm at private sessions. super more available than I ever have been before. Availability is this the calendar. We're on a channel. Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. I'm not sure where I'm at. I think I'm still on April 1st or something like that for questions. Same situation here. Every channels and viewers I do recommend. Social network and awesome. Oh wait. And then yeah. So let's see if that's showing. Okay, Rainbow Brite. So Rainbow Brite, the one I see, is not a kid. She's an adult. So this is made for kids, but she's like an adult. She's not dressed like that, you know. It's all gag. It's just for kids, but you know. I keep seeing myself as that white little guy right there. So it's not exactly like that, but think about if you're a super villain taking over the planet, and then you're around somebody like a positive world, and then you're let's see here. Those are the color kids. That's so funny. So if you're like a dictator, took over planets, raise hell for everybody, you go to a world that's positive like this, and so you're trying to take it over. She's like a counselor. It's like she doesn't judge you. She like over time. Now really, she's an adult. She's not a damn kid. So you have an adult that's understanding. She has her own darkness too, but she can manage it better. So dictators go there. No, she doesn't deal with every dictator in the world, but she just has dealt with them. So gives you kind of an understanding of. So if you took over planets or whatever it is, become a Hitler or something, go to a world like that, similar to it. And you kind of let go of your darkness. You let go of it little by little. And it's shit. Yeah, when you're so used to controlling societies and screwing things up, and sometimes you need to change things fast. Like the virus is kind of doing that in some ways. This is going to be a 5-year duration for everything's going to change. I mean, if the media dies, the mortgage area is going to take a dump. I mean, a lot of things are going to be shuffled around in the next couple of months. So it's going to be some kind of unrest somewhere. Has to be. You can't go through this and everything's going to be fine. China's not going through it. They keep a lot of that stuff quiet. In China, I believe the numbers of deaths are huge. And they're burning a lot of the bodies, too. So there's no need a coffin. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into details of that. It's not good. And this virus might have a bat type of thing to it, but it has all kinds of other stuff, too. And it is going to mutate. I mean, it already has, but it's going to mutate into other viruses in the future. Like, something will come up again. Every time I get a sense of this stuff, and then there's like a news article about it, but I'm not going to show it here because they got like 500 ads on it. But Melinda Gates said that I might be changing her words a little bit, but it's going to, there's going to be other viruses similar to this. Maybe not as bad, but it's going to be like a sister or brother energy or whatever. It's going to be once these things calm down, we get our act together again, something's going to come back, but it won't be as vicious as this one. I don't think it will be. Yeah, I felt a couple of other pandemics coming. No time soon. Because, I'm just putting it out there. There's a possibility of it. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so yeah, the economy, the economy's not going to fully crash, but it's going to, it's going to be ugly. But it hasn't quite hit that just yet. So, yeah, when all these major businesses start to take a dump, I mean, November, everything's going to be back to normal, sort of. November is not next month, as far as I remember. Yeah, there's another news, or I felt November, and I look online, and the you can look it up. It's one of those, it's one of the advisors for Trump, the one, the guy looks like Hitler or something, starts with F. Ficini or whatever his name is. He said November things are probably back to normal. Or whatever that's going to be. Where you can actually talk to people again and mingle with them. where you don't have to worry about this thing flying around anymore. Yeah, November. And I don't think that's next month, as far as I'm concerned, unless they change the calendar around. Fuck, November. So, yeah, nothing's set in stone, but the writing is on the wall about the economy, and it has just so like I said, just focus on the positive and not worry about. You can't have any power with it anyway. You have to deal with it, and a lot of unknown things are going to come in eventually that we can't predict. Religions are definitely being tested very heavily tomorrow because it's Easter, or today in some places. So yeah, religions. Dude, if religion goes away, fuck, jeez. I'm not sure if it's gonna go away completely, but some might. I mean, they're being heavily damaged right now. Yeah, so that's gonna be. We'll focus on the media crashing first. Fuck the media. Yeah, once you remove a lot of that brainwashing manipulation from the major networks, the ABC, NBC, all that crap, just BBC, whatever, just throw it all out. Man, we finally get to breathe a little bit. I mean, yeah, we're being hit by everything. I mean, you've been born here, and you're just like, there's instant slave, basically. So, yeah, loveliness. So, what do we have here? Yeah, 5G, I'm not going to blame on that. So, yeah, the dictator stuff. I mean, yeah, no, who wants a job like that? You're doing a job that nobody wants. And how you become a dictator, or like a Stalin or Hitler, you don't just incarnate that instantly. You go through lifetimes to kind of build up towards it. It might be on this world, it might be on other worlds, and you sort of build up to it. You can say that they're like dictators for life sometimes, when you just have one dictator lifetime after the other, because, like I said, most people don't want to. They don't like change. Someone has to bring it in, and of course, people are gonna hate it. I mean, and then you get the karma for it, which fucking sucks, especially in this life. Fuck, man, it's like you're in. You have old people here in Florida that are retiring, and it's a great place for dictators to come and fucking just watch the world go by, and not be able to you heal within, definitely. You pretty much have no choice, and it's just I guess that'll come through eventually. Yeah, you get creative. That's why the artistic stuff is so important. That's why I do the rabbit comic and all that other stuff. You take you blow up planets or whatever the hell it is, or whatever, where you suffered a lot in previous lifetimes as a slave, whatever it was. That's when you become an artist. Now you have something to share. You have something to say, and that's this is the perfect place for that. When you're at 5D all the time, think you know everything. Your artistic side probably sucks. I mean, you might have colors and whatever's, but if you've been through grief, the art energy really comes through. So it has a positive side to it. It's just sometimes you gotta take lifetimes that nobody wants, and then you kind of get repaid through artistic talents. Of course, you go through suffering of that too, because nobody hell wants a painter around. And anyway, making life as a painter is not exactly easy. So yeah, it's just when you look at artists, either now or the past, you might like what lifetimes did they have to get them to be what they are. So yeah, and just a lot of layers that are not on the surface. You have to read between the lines. So, I guess Michelangelo, I say a lot of Turing lifetimes. Obviously Palladian too, or some kind of humanoid reality, because he was a sculptor, painter. I feel like Arcturian energies with him. He's like a little bit of everybody. So, anyway, just the soul. We look at a a painting of, or like a sculpture of Michelangelo, like a statue, whatever. It's more of the statues. You feel the soul energy of it. The paintings, he wasn't too big in painting because I think painting kind of showed more of himself, and he wasn't too big on that. I guess with Michelangelo, the sculptors was the soul of what he was working on, but painting was like himself, which another reason why he made the damnation. He painted hell and everything, which makes sense. So that was all him, all the hell is going within himself. So anyway, all right, we'll see who we got here for connections. See if I missed anything. Yes, economic unrest, no doubt, it's on its way. So I feel like it's gonna happen small at first, of course, small areas. But once again, I feel like still the June. I mean May is a bad idea for unlocking stuff. Maybe in some areas when nothing's going on, but everything's fine. Little areas, or at least around the U.S. But May is a terrible month to open back up. Mid-June for some places definitely. And by then things are gonna be weird. The economy is gonna be. That's when a lot of news. Yeah, that's where we're gonna start getting. Maybe it'll probably be before that when we start getting news of things kind of going away. Companies going away. So Google, Facebook aren't going away. The major ones aren't going, but the media, definitely. So, and restaurants will rebuild somehow. They'll figure something out. So, okay. All right. Bring in some angelic energies. Archangel Michael energy, from what I can feel here. And alien. Do Arcturian vibrations. I haven't done that in a while. And whoever else is. Shaping around us. So, all right, to continue with that, so not to put a panic energy. Obviously living in quarantine sucks, but creativity, or reading or something, learn how to play an instrument or something, will come about. Focus on the positives as the economy starts to set itself on fire. But not concentrate on the negative, concentrate on the positive, concentrate on your talents, and you'll weather the storm. Others will not do that. Many are not. They're just gonna set themselves on fire. But and the death of conspiracy theorists might be this year. Who knows? We'll see. All this nonsense, just fucking nonsense, needs to heal itself. You're always gonna have some of it, but like I said, the real out of control shit probably needs to go away. But we'll see. All right, blessings. And, here we go. Greetings. This is Archangel Michael. Blessings. The soul is on fire. The soul is in a depression, pain. Depression's also rebuilding, reviewing, opening up. Sometimes talents are even, you're kind of like, you're growing a tree within yourself, you can say. You're just, a garden is growing within. You need some suffering, but when you move around the dirt to put in seeds for growth, you need that, moving things around. You're moving things down around yourself. You're pulling in more astral energies, talents from others. Did you realize you can get talents from other beings that you're connected to? So you have friends, family from other lifetimes, that they are teachers, spirit guide energies that are assisting you right now. So yes, if you learn how to make clothing or painting or whatever it might be of an artistic talent, for example. You're warning. They're your guides. They are your teachers as you bring it through yourself. Especially many are looking at the spiritual teachers like Buddha, Yeshua, the angels. Yes, they are your guides also, if you wish, and their talents are they're teaching you how to do things here in the physical. You can warn in spirit only so much, but being here, yes, Muhammad. Many of you are bringing Muhammad into a different energy. Muhammad is a good example of Muhammad working through you, or an individual, as an auto mechanic. Muhammad working through you as working in a restaurant. Muhammad working through you, as a writer, a painter. And of course you use Buddha for that, and Yeshua for that, an archangel energy for that, a brother, a sister from another incarnation. So you're bringing talents like, wow, I saw what you did on that lifetime. I like to do something similar to that on this planet or that planet, whatever it might be. So they've been, yes, in spirit you make the decision. When you come into the incarnation, that's when you fully bring it through. Of course, many of you wish to do other talents as you're here. Wow, I'd like to learn how to do this and that. Well, you keep that energy with you, such as like channeling. You're learning how to channel. Now, some might see the channeling situation and see it's like, well, I'm not sure if I really want that or not. So you kind of incarnation to view it. Of course, in spirit, lifetimes here are very short. But in life, it's long. It's long because you're in study. You're in the book. You're reading the book. You're living through the lines. If you miss something, you go back. This is why life takes so long. At least it seems that way. Because you're absorbing it. Some things you're just like, wait a minute, I'm not sure if I got that. Let me go back. You'd be surprised. And sometimes, like, if you're learning how to be a channeler in this situation where you're mocked by others, but you're still bringing it in more, the realism of the world, not here to fluff everything. And of course, it's easier said than done. It's not exactly exciting, but basically bringing just the soul essence of where you're going. Obviously, as a spirit beings, we can't tell you the full details of your future. We're not allowed to do that. We are blocked also. We are blocked from your future, as not necessary. Now is important. Of course, building a future, yes, and some of you have timelines that might take 5 years to build. So we say, keep doing it. It's like, why didn't it happen now? Well, it's not 5 years yet. But we can't always say that, as many of you know. Which is very difficult. Relationship energies that some of you are going through, that are going through a down period. Well, that's always up and down. You're basically have a relationship with yourself. Of course, you add that new energy to you if you wish. Because that two people coming together, if they're the right energy, can really build you into a higher vibration. Your timelines combine. Yes. Now, you do have your own timeline, and your partner has another timeline. But there's a lot of combination energies that lock in. It's not necessarily like you become the same person, but in some ways you do. You're like another half of each other. Depending on the vibration. Not everyone has that. But you're different sides of each other. And male and feminine kind of combine. And you create a new energy. Doesn't mean they're going to become more feminine or more male, but you just did the knowledge combines and goes back between the two of you. So, going back to channeling energies, many are in the school, you'd be surprised, somebody might feel that way, you're in the schooling of learning how to do channeling like this on a hostile planet. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be in the same situation as you see right now, but some of you are taking notes. It's like, should I go through this? And the scenario I'm not sure if I want to go through that either. So, you're preparing your future incarnation. Because there are worlds that need this type of knowledge. And so you come here to observe, bring in. Some of you it's like, why can't I open up my channeling talents? Well, you're absorbing. Doesn't mean you're not channeling. Some are. But sometimes you need to turn that channeling energy off. You are channeling, but not in the way as you like to see it here. But some, because it's like it kind of shuts down the focus for some, not all. I mean, it's there, but it's like you're here to absorb, and then your next life you'd be like, wait, now I have the ability, and I'm now terrified. So it's everyone's different. Some have a difficulty bringing a being through, but it doesn't mean it will happen in this lifetime. It all depends. But yes, a hostile planet like this, and there are many more like it, that need as much assistance as possible. And hanging in through a time like this is critical, of course. This is, yes, the most wildest time you've ever experienced. Many are going within. If they like it or not, it's being forced into them. Some of them say, no, I'm not doing it, and then they lose their minds. Those that are wearing masks, there's different ways of looking at it. Those that are wearing the mask, some are being forced to wear it through a dictatorship. If you're looking for a dictatorship, that's a dictatorship. But those that are wearing masks just because they don't want, well, they're just, not secure in their own energies, and sometimes they see timelines they don't want to, connect to there's a lot of insecurities there too. But there's nothing wrong with wearing it. Sometimes you wear a jacket when it's not raining or when it's not cold out. So sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. What makes you feel comfortable? And sometimes wearing a mask, even if you know it's not going to really help, it just makes you, it's like not necessarily a false sense of security, it just makes you feel more comfortable. And that's what really matters in the long run. You feel comfortable doing this and that, because once again, people do it all the time. Oh yes, your virus itself, yes, has a consciousness that you can connect to if you wish. Now, if you believe in it, that's up to you. It's believing in the unknown. As you know, your aliens are not seen either. This virus is not seen, and your aliens are technically not seen. Well, technically. If you look, you know where to find them. And this virus, you can find it too. Some of you might see the virus walking around too. Some might see a demonic energy, some might see a beautiful energy. There's different aspects of it at this time. It's what do you feel that's roaming around your world today? What do you see? Do you go in a grocery store and do you feel a lot of the virus energies roaming around talking to people, having a conversation with them? It's like, you can't get this here, right? It's just, your society is going to a jolt. It is a renewal process that's, it's going to be very painful for many. It is a reset of the soul. New knowledge is coming in for the earth. It is up to you to receive it or reject. Many will reject it because they're so comfort zones of the old life. Even if they weren't that comfortable, it's so more comfortable than this. It's like they weren't comfortable, but they can live with it for the next 20, 30 years. But that process has come to an end. That chapter is ended quite a long time ago, actually. And now new vibrations are coming in. Even the year 2020 has an energy about a renewal vibration, an angelic energy. More angelic energies are coming into your earth. As more angel energies we see here in your physical eventually too. It won't be just the aliens. You'll see angel beings. You'll be seeing their faces. And maybe in their bodies. It's up to you. How many would like to see that? As that's the world you're going towards. We're not just saying that to make you feel, we're truly meaning it. And the old idea system of humanity, obviously, much reject that. Fear, whatever it might be. What the soul is going through a lot of layers of. It's like you all come here with a book of knowledge, and you only want to open up a few pages. Many of you, channeling alien energies, you're going through all the pages. But how many really finish a book? Not many, right? But the book within yourself is the most difficult. And many are just not ready to go to that next chapter. So that's why the world is doing it today. Enough souls here rejected the transformation, alternative ways of transformation. And now you have this. You can change the earth right now and go to a higher dimensional state. But many said no. So now you're here doing it the old-fashioned way of clearing it out. You have to clear out blockages. Now these souls are people are always going to be connected to the souls here. But it has many blockages here, as you can see. Yes, a world reset. Your 5G is used by trickster energies, of course. But it also has a positive side to itself also. That is just not getting enough appreciation. New things, yes, are not always have the most love. As many you know, as you channel angel energies and aliens and whatever it might be, you're kind of getting the same criticism as 5G is getting. Oh, you're evil, you're dark. You're bringing in aliens, and you're not saying the things people wanted you to hear. They want to hear. You must be, the end of the world. So some of you are 5G already. Just a different type of it. You probably feel that, right? You feel very alone. It's like, why does everybody hate me? I just speak my mind. I'm not here to hurt anybody. But man, I feel really alone on this planet. So now you know what 5G is going through right now. So, yes, you're channeling alien beings, angelic energies, and yes, you're the criminal of the planet. Some of you probably can understand that. So, that's what's going on. Anything new, especially what people don't want to hear, like medicine that can help you, and a lot of people just like, this doesn't taste right, it doesn't feel right. But it can help you if you allow it to come through. So we can go through much more details of our world, our reality. It's just as much of it's rejected on your planet at this time. We only bring in what we're allowed to. There's so much more we can bring in. How energies can connect to a tree. How you can go inside a tree's energy and feel these high vibrational energies, and even go into Agartha's realms and be in this realm, Agartha's realm, at the same time. You're experiencing two worlds at once. You also take it to the next level, have three worlds at once. You have Astral World, this world, and Agartha world all at once. You have capabilities of that, but that might be a little bit much right now. You feel blocked because society is blocked. Society is blocking. You want to bring up someone's energy, bring up new knowledge about their Atlantean energies, and then some being comes and cause difficulties. Human consciousness that's not keen to awakening. Human consciousness doesn't want to awaken has their own posse. As some of you feel, they're not alone. You have a group energy that does not want you to wake up individuals because they want to stay in their old ways. It's a fight in astral, basically. Not the same as you would call it, but some are just. It's a game, you can say. How much energy can you put on a planet to keep it shut down? Spiritually. Now you're going through this process. So this process you're going through now with the virus is testing many souls. Spiritual souls. That they feel like there's different levels of spirituality. Just because you're connected to your aliens and your angels doesn't mean you don't have problems of your own, as many of you know. So you're being tested too. Can these beings shut you down, shut you off, turn you off, bring something else in that they say it's one thing, it ends up being another? I think you're connected to Archangel Michael, and end up being Archangel somebody else. So, yes, there's a lot of that going around, yes. What happens with that is a lot of channelers don't have their energy field closed down. They have open channel for one being to come through instead of 3 or 4. You open yourself up and you allow 3 or 4 beings to come in instead of just one. So you're not realizing you have 3 or 4 beings there wandering around saying whatever's on their mind. That's what's happening. And shutting that down is a test on the channeler itself. Open channels isn't as easy as it sounds. Sometimes you can access other information that is a Akashic record connected that can assist, but there is penalties, you can say. Sometimes they access stuff that the world's iron shouldn't even be here, but they do it anyway. And so that's when the other beings come in that should not be here. There's different ways of looking at it. It's up to you to figure out what you feel and see on that. The Earth's going through a major renewal, soul renewal. Basically, you're letting go of the old ways of society, not just work, but also the mind is letting go of old ideas and creating new ones, new forms of how you're going to live your life. Do you have to go to your work every day like you have? You go somewhere that you want to go. You can go to work for 2 hours and then go spend the rest of the day doing what you want to do with your family and not starve to death. Live a simplistic life, but still very a loving life. More love will come into this world too. Eventually. That's easier said than done, of course. But yes, less stress of survival and more time to live your life. That's what you're bringing in. As for the time frame of that, that's up to you. Maybe you have a lot of time with your loved ones, and that's not always going so well, especially with domestic violence that's happening. So domestic violence is happening is what that is saying, not with all couples, but some. I'm not gonna say, well, we're not gonna give you a number, but so you have those that are in a partnership, relationship, male, female, or same sex, whatever it is. Those that are domestic violence with that, most likely should not have ever connected in the first place, but did anyway. So usually it's for a physical purpose, and not for a mental purpose or a heart purpose. A lot of it's mental. Mental can go through heart. They just do it on the physical and think about other body parts instead. That's where domestic violence is coming in. So you go through the heart, then you have a whole different relationship. Your heart can make a lot of bad decisions that made you know. And you can also be hurt. It's the hardest one to go by. You go by the physical, you can shut your mind off. You go by the heart, your body is not. You're just. Sometimes you're doomed in some ways. It feels like drowning, doesn't it? Sometimes, but it's enjoyable and also horrible. It's like drowning. It can be when things aren't going well. So, but it can also take you to. Love can also take you to the higher dimensions without you even knowing it. You don't know. You don't realize you let go of old habits, bad habits, and you're just connecting to somebody in a unison energy of just, friendship, partnership, soul love on a level where you're going up the realms and you have such a bliss for each other. You kind of forget the rest of the world, and that is what love can do on this planet. Well, this world has a lack of it. It has a version of it, but it doesn't have the pure love that you're truly looking for. So going within is many things. It's an outdoor stuff. It's outdoor energies too. It's, yes, making that connection, whatever it might be. It could be your work, your love for your work, and that is take you to the higher levels. It doesn't have to be a person, or it can just be your friends, and that's a love energy, and that takes you to the higher levels. It's that right vibration, and you go to a higher level, and you bring others to a higher level. So it's all on how you look at it. Everybody operates differently. Or yes, a love for an animal, or a love for nature. The less stress of the job situation and more love of what you're doing is going within, is making that connection. But to get there, you sometimes have to go through a lot of darkness to get there. So going within is just going through a lot of timelines you don't really like to get to the good one, because you learn how to respect where you get. Where you get to it, you cherish it more. Yeah, if you don't, it's, you get something that you want, but do you care about it enough? The idea is to have it so you care about it. You want to get there and care about it, and so you take it to the highest level. That's what this is all about, really. Some people are very wealthy and just don't give a shit. They're also outside themselves, not everybody, but quite a few. Now, if you're wealthy and you do inventions, you risk, you give to others, you bring self-fulfillment. Even if you don't know who the hell you are, but you have a lot of money, but you contribute to other inventions, talents, whatever it is, eventually you'll figure yourself out. Now, you don't have to do that. Many don't, but you can. You don't have to be. Everything's selfish in some ways, but yeah, sometimes the most wealthiest people are the most loneliest people. Yes, they might have been in a relationship, but they don't know who they are, who they themselves are. It's like, you might be able to show it to everyone. Look, I'm in this relationship, but then you're all alone within. So, yes, you can't buy that, but you can. Yeah, and to do that, sometimes you have to take all that wealth and, yes, and give it away. This is another reason why these billionaires are giving away their money in some ways. Partly because they kind of, you get to a certain level, you don't know who the hell you are. So giving it away, even if they're kind of fake doing it, but some of them are actually doing it. Some do it for negative reasons, but then again, it'll bring out positive. But they already made that contract with the negative. So that's why some like Bill Gates are seen as the villain, because he made not the best decisions in his life. But then he does good, but then he still has that contract with the dark in some ways, as some of you can probably see that. So, not to judge, it's experience. Nothing's perfect. And you just experience it. Some are just calling this person's a bad person, because some of them actually want to be that person. Like they go after Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a villain, but man, I wish I was him. So there's a lot of that going on. As some of you can probably, there's envy there. So, but be envious of yourself. That's it. Yeah, where you're at. It's not always easy to enjoy your own situation, especially when you like to share it with someone. But sometimes being alone is the best thing that ever happened to some people, of course. So, I believe we have had enough. So, yes, blessings to you on your journeys into yourselves. As you know, there's much more to learn over time. Blessings. All right. Blessings.